Hi guys, welcome to Nutrition Bites, the bite-sized videos which break down the nutrition fundamentals to help you get results. And today I'm going to talk about leeway in the diet, or flexibility, or basically eating a bit of kind of naughty foods, bad foods. And what I want to say firstly is there's no real such thing as bad foods. I hate when people say they're naughty because you can't kind of connect your kind of self-worth with what food you eat. Just because I eat a salad, it doesn't make me good, and likewise, just because I have a beer, it doesn't make me bad. And this is kind of the problem that a lot of people face, is that they build this unhealthy relationship with food where if they have cake, they feel guilty, they feel bad, and that makes kind of you want it more. And this is the point I'm making. There's no bad foods, okay, none whatsoever. There's only kind of a bad diet or bad habits. There's absolutely nothing wrong with a pint, okay, obviously not. Likewise, there's absolutely nothing wrong with a cake. The problem is when you start eating cake all the time, this is obviously going to affect kind of body composition and you're going to put weight on. So how do you factor it into the diet? So the first thing you need to do is say to yourself, you're not going to ban everything. Because if I said to you, right then, I don't want you to eat ice cream ever again, what's the first thing you're going to want? Ice cream. And this is exactly the same for any of these types of food. There's nothing worse than trying to go cold turkey, because I promise you eventually you will cave in, and when you do, you're going to think, oh, it's my last time, I'm going to have to eat as much as I can, because that's what's going to be on your mind, okay? So just think to yourself, I can eat anything. The point is that you can't eat anything all the time, and this is where you do have to kind of measure it out slightly, or at least kind of operate some kind of accountability for yourself. And I like to use kind of two ways for this. The first one is just really measure out how many meals per week or snacks per week that you're allowed to be naughty. I don't like to say naughty, but you can be a little bit off plan, I guess. And this is usually about 20%. To be honest, there's no point being 100% all the time, because the difference between that and 90% good is negligible, okay? So what I like to say with my clients, operate a little bit of flexibility, which is normally about 20%. So how to work this out, all you need to do is kind of figure out how many meals that you eat per day, okay? So if I eat 4 meals per day, that's going to be, I'm checking my maths here, is going to be 28 meals per week. And 20% of that, okay, is between, well, 5.6, okay? So you're talking about between 5 and 6 bad meals or snacks per week, okay? So that's where you're allowed to be things of a little off plan. Obviously, for those 5 or 6 meals or snacks, if you have an absolute blowout, that's obviously going to affect how well you do, okay? Whereas if you just think, oh, I'm going to have a biscuit, I'm going to have a cake, or a slice of cake, I'm going to have a few beers or something, just be a bit prudent with it. Don't kind of go wild, and you just operate with some common sense for it, and you're still going to be able to stay within, or still be healthy and still get the results. The other way you can do it is be a little bit more measured, okay? And to do that is you follow something called if it fits your macros. And I've mentioned this before, and all this means is that as long as, providing you stick within your calories and macros, it doesn't really matter where your food comes from. So once you've worked out your calories and your macros, which you probably should have done if you watched the first few videos, if you haven't, go and watch them. But once you know these kind of numbers, you can kind of fit in chocolate, biscuits, cakes, and provided with your calories, provided with the macros, you're still going to get those results. And for most people, this works really well. Just one thing I do want to say about that is that what is important is the composition or the nutrient density of your food, okay? There is a video on that, but this is massively important. We need to get healthy whole foods where possible. But then the occasional biscuit, cake, and a bit of beer, obviously, is absolutely fine. The last thing I want to talk about is the taste reward hypothesis. I think it's called this, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But basically all that is, if you have something quite palatable or sweet or sugary, you're going to want that more and more. Whereas if your foods are relatively bland and boring and tasteless, you're not going to crave these sugary or sweet things. Obviously we want to have tasty food in the diet, but I think the point I'm trying to make here is that if you try and opt for very palatable foods all the time, you're going to consistently or always want to have food like that. Whereas if you just kind of pull back on the salt, pull back on the sugar, try and kind of reduce cakes, biscuits, chocolates, and those types of foods, or pizzas, or really flavoursome types of sauces, you're not going to crave them, okay? You're not going to want them, and obviously that's going to help with your results. So operate some flexibility, okay? Either use that 20% rule, or if it fits your macros. Don't go for high palatable foods, okay, so lots of salt, lots of sugar, and things like that. And if you do that, you can still be a little bit flexible and still get results. If you've got any questions, I'd love to hear them, and if you haven't already, check out Urban Energy, where you can download your Nutrition 101 guide, and also check out some of the coaching options available. Until next time, stay healthy.